A new Miss Tennessee teen has been crowned, and now she's preparing to represent the volunteer state on the national stage. We sat down with Brentwood Academy graduate Charlotte Witt to talk about the win, she only started pageants over a year ago. She competed as Miss Nashville against dozens of other teen contestants in interview, fitness, talent, evening gown, and on-stage questions. But she says that pageants aren't just about glitz and glam.
My goal by the end of the year is to really let everyone know the amazing things that the young women who are part of the Miss America opportunity are doing. I want everyone to see the changes that they're making in our communities, whether that be through their community service initiatives, through just being present at an event, or just holding someone's hand, talking to little kids. I want everyone to realize that people a part of this are so impressive and are really, really making a difference.
I think Charlotte is impressive. Charlotte will go on to compete in Miss America's Teen in West Palm Beach in September. The newly crowned Miss Tennessee, by the way, who also won as Miss Nashville Teen, will go to compete in Miss America.